Hey everybody, it's TJ with HogEye Camera Systems. Today we're going to go through a general unboxing of all the contents you'll receive whenever you make your HogEye camera purchase. So it will come to you in two pieces. The first will be in a big box containing the Plano tote with the camera and all of its parts. And then secondary, we'll have a solar panel box that'll come along with it. So we're going to leave this for a second and start with the camera. So as I said, the camera will come in the box that is made to house your battery whenever the camera is in the field and in use. So we're going to pop this lid off and dig into it. First thing you'll notice is a bunch of bubble wrap, of course, but sitting on top is going to be the camera itself. So here you'll see the HogEye camera system. The only wires that'll be coming out of the camera initially will be the wiring harness. The antenna cable is made to screw onto this connector on the bottom, but that's housed in the kit box, and we'll see that here in just a second. So this is the camera. We're going to set this off to the side and go through some more components. Alrighty, once we get all that bubble wrap and camera out of the way, you're going to see a packet of paperwork, the first of which being a thank you card. We really appreciate your business and always will. The second piece is going to be the HogEye Quick Start Guide. This is going to be your step-by-step instructions on how to create your account, how to activate your subscription, add your camera to the app, and control anything with your organization. So this is a very necessary piece that we recommend you read all the way through. Another piece of paperwork to read all the way through is going to be arguably the most important piece of paperwork in this camera. It's going to be your frequently asked question sheet, your FAQ sheet, and this is going to go over 90% of the questions you could ever ask or wonder about your camera system. So make sure you read this all the way through as well. Lastly, we're going to have the camera manual itself. Once again, highly recommended you read this all the way through. This is going to answer the rest of those questions that you may have about general use, setup, and just overall specs on the camera system itself. So once we get through all that paperwork, the next thing you're going to see in the bottom of this box is going to be your kit box, as we call it. So I'm going to set this tote off to the side and we're going to go through the contents of the kit box. But before we toss this aside, I want you to take note of the charge controller that is attached to the inside of the Plano tote. The charge controller is what your solar panel, your battery, and your camera system will plug into. It's designed to regulate the charging of your battery and then send power to the camera. So the solar panel is going to charge your battery and the battery is going to power the camera system. So inside of this camera box, as well as on the outside, you'll see some stickers that have some information about your camera system. First, you'll see the WDM number, which is nothing more than the serial number for this camera. And then you'll see the ID number, which is necessary to add your camera system to the HogEye Cameras app, as is detailed on your Quick Start Guide. Then you'll see the website name and the support number if you ever need us. But this is the necessary information for adding your camera system to your account. Here you'll see the kit box that contains all of the cabling, parts, and pieces necessary for use of the camera. So starting at the top, most of the time the first piece you'll see is going to be the camera bracket. This is the bracket that is made to screw onto the back of the camera system to mount it on a T-post. T-post not included, so make sure you grab one of those before you get to the field. Next, we're going to see the yellow 2-pin power cable. So this is the power cable that is made to connect your camera system to the charge controller inside of the Plano tote. Next, we're going to have the antenna cable. This is the cable that screws onto the bottom of your camera to connect your camera to the antenna. The antenna is another piece in this box that we're going to get to in just a second. This next piece I have here is going to be your gate cable. The HogEye camera system is going to come standard with one gate cable, and if you don't specify initially, it's going to come with a 30-foot gate cable. You can of course change this to a 50 if you prefer, but it will come with one gate cable to connect you from the camera system itself and then all the way to the latch on your hog trap. Next, we're going to see the solar panel bracket. So this is the bracket that it goes on your T-post that you can use if you'd like to connect your solar panel to the post itself so it doesn't blow over in the wind, so you keep it open and in full display to the sun. Next piece that we're going to pull out of this box is going to be your battery cable. So this is the cable that's made to screw onto the terminals of your battery. Battery not included either, so make sure you get one of those before you go to the field. And then this side plugs into your charge controller inside of that Plano tote. Next, we have the latch adapter. So this piece also comes standard with the camera system to go from your gate cable to the latch on your trap. If you purchase the camera with a trap, the latch will of course come with the trap, but if you're buying the camera system to go on an existing trap, the latch will be a necessary extra piece for you to pick up. Lastly, we'll have the actual antenna itself. The HogEye camera system comes standard with an omnidirectional antenna that is well good enough to connect you with up to about 8 miles of distance or so or less from the cell tower. And in this antenna box is going to be your antenna bracket to connect it to the T-post with your camera system. That's all of the pieces that come standard in the kit box with your HogEye camera. There's a few extras that we'll go over in just a minute, but now we're going to move on to the solar panel. Next, we're going to move on to the solar panel. Like I said earlier, the solar panel is going to come in a separate box from your HogEye camera system, and we're going to go ahead and dig into it and show you exactly what it looks like. So here you'll see the solar panel that comes with your HogEye camera. Pretty straightforward in its use. This is a tri-fold flexible solar panel. It's very durable. You don't have to worry about breaking it as you would sometimes a glass solar panel. And this is a tri-fold, meaning that once you undo that top part, it's going to fold out into 3 separate panels. All of these are attached, and it's necessary that you use this properly. We have a separate video on best practices for solar panels and charging components. We always recommend that you watch those videos as well. The last thing you need to see and take note of is the wire for the solar panel itself. This is what you're going to thread into the side of that Plano tote to plug into your charge controller to maintain the charge on your battery. The next thing we're going to go through is some optional additional parts and pieces that you may want to pick up or may have included with your HogEye camera system. Some optional add-ons or extra parts and pieces that you can choose to buy or include with your HogEye camera system are sitting right here in front of me. The first of which is a 50-foot gate cable. You can either swap your 30-foot for a 50-foot on your initial purchase, or you can choose to add one of these if you have a multi-gate trap that you're wanting to use the HogEye camera for. Additionally, for multiple gates that you would control with the HogEye camera, you would need to acquire a splitter. So if you purchase the camera with a multi-gate panel trap, this will already be included. But if you're buying the camera for an existing trap, then you need to have multiple gate control, you need to get the splitter along with an extra gate cable. Additionally, you can choose to purchase additional or separate latches. They'll come in a box that looks like this, but inside of that box will be the latch itself as well as 2 latch bolts to attach the latch to the trap itself. The latch adapter is a piece where you may need to pick up an additional one as well if you choose to have multiple latches on your trap. So this is the piece where the gate cable plugs into, and then this side plugs into the latch. This is necessary to purchase with an extra gate cable and an extra latch if you pick up one of those with your HogEye camera system.